Hello Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Virgo, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Virgo, let's get started. How does Virgo currently view this relationship? All right, Virgo. So we do have the Four of Pentacles. We do have the King of Wands. And then we also have the Queen of Cups. Okay. Okay. All right. Virgo, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, there's this King of Wands that you currently find yourself connecting with that you're kind of holding on to like for dear life, refusing to essentially let this person go. The thing is, though, Virgo, is that when it comes down to this person, you kind of feel like for whatever reason, this person and your relationship with this person is just simply not good for you. But because you love this person and you're very emotionally attached to this person, this is why you're kind of holding on to them for dear life, or basically refusing to essentially let them go, even though you feel deep down inside that this person in particular is just not good for you. For whatever reason, you feel like this person, this relationship with them is just not good for you. Okay. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords, we have the Nine of Swords, and then we also have the Four of Cups out here. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, we do have the Emperor, and then we also have the King of Pentacles. This relationship for them is causing them a great deal of stress. And it's also bringing in a lot of unhappiness into this person's life. I'm also getting that. Now, here's I guess the interesting part of all of this is that your person's actually showing up, harnessing King of Pentacles like energy. So this is kind of where it gets a little tricky, because you're perceiving them to be a King of Wands like energy, but in all actuality, they're showing up as a King of Pentacles. So in other words, Virgo, you think, right, that this person more than likely is just like a playboy playgirl like energy who just simply doesn't have, you know, your best interests at heart. Therefore, you think that this person's not good for you. But it's interesting because they're actually showing up as a King of Pentacles, which is like the polar opposite of a King of Wands like energy. A King of Pentacles is somebody that you could trust, is somebody that you could rely on, it's somebody that you could depend on, it's somebody who has your best interests at heart, it's somebody who's not here to waste your time, it's somebody who's not here to play games with you, unlike a King of Wands, for example. A King of Wands is somebody that'll sit up in your life and waste your fucking time. A King of Wands is somebody that'll sit up there and play games with you and be extremely disloyal to you and the connection that they share with you. Like, that's a King of Wands right there. But you're not dealing with a King of Wands. You're dealing with a King of Pentacles. Now, with the King of Pentacles coming out here to like the Emperor coming out here, is this person perfect? No, absolutely not. They're not perfect. They're definitely not perfect. But I feel like this person tries to be, you know, for you and this dynamic that they share with you. And it's primarily stemming from a place of them not wanting to lose you. So if they have to change, you know, X, Y, and Z about themselves in order to keep you in their life, then that's just what this person's going to do. If this person needs to work on certain things in order to like keep you in their life, then that's just kind of what they're going to do. Like, this person comes off to me as somebody who literally does try to be like the man of your dreams or like the woman of your dreams. And even then they kind of feel like everything that they have done thus far to like, you know, make you happy, satisfy you, things of that nature is just simply not, I guess, like good enough in their eyes anyways. Like, they feel like their good is just not good enough. They feel like everything that they have changed about themselves is just not good enough for you. Okay, how does Virgo feel? We have the Ace of Swords, we got the Ten of Swords, and then we also have the Judgment card. With the Ace of Swords to the Judgment card coming out here, I feel like Spirit has been trying to get you to accept this while also see this about this particular person for quite some time now. So let's just start off with this card right here. So the star basically represents wish fulfillment. So what you currently have right now in your life, technically speaking, you basically manifested it into fruition. You technically speaking asked for it. Like, this is kind of like the epitome of like you asking God to send you a good man, and then he turns around and sends you a good man, but you don't think that you have a good man, but you do have a good man. You just don't think that you have a good man, but you catch, you catch my drift. My drift is what I meant to say. Like, you asked for all of this. Like, you asked for a man or a woman like this to show up in your life for, quite some time now. And now that they're finally here, it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like you're trying to like convince yourself in some way, shape, or form that that's just not the case, but it is. You know what I mean? When it comes down to your worries and your concerns about this person, whatever worries and concerns you may have, because I think that you firmly believe that you're dealing with a King of Wands like energy. So you're basically, in a relationship or in a marriage or whatever have you with somebody that you think is here to waste your time and play games with you, things of that nature. That's just what you think, and that's probably more than likely what you also believe. Now, when it comes on to your worries and your concerns about this person, with the Ten of Swords coming out here, and we have two Ten of Swords, by the way, in this deck. We have the Ten of Swords that says everything is fine, and then we have the Ten of Swords that says the Ten of Swords. And the swords and tarot represent our thoughts. So this is Spirit's way of telling you, like, hey, when it comes down to like, your worries and your concerns about this person, whatever your worries and concerns may be, you don't actually have anything to worry about like you think you do. Like, all of this is just simply in your head, Virgo. Is basically what Spirit's trying to get you to like understand as well as see. And it kind of looks like Spirit has been trying to get you to understand this and see this for quite some time now. But it kind of looks like this is something that you've been having a hard time, I guess, accepting as well as believing. But like I said, Virgo, it's like you technically asked for all of this. Like, this person's not in your life just because, you know what I mean? Like, they're here because you manifested them into fruition. They're here because you asked for all of this. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? How does this person currently feel? We have the Hangman. We do have, come on. We have the Hangman. We do have the Moon. And then we also have the, okay. So when it comes down to you, Virgo, this person really does want this dynamic between the two of you to work. They really do want, the two of you to, have like this happily ever after with one another. Like, these are things that this person truly wants and desires to have with you, Virgo. But I feel like this person, they currently feel like their hands are essentially tied in this entire situation because they don't really know what they could possibly do to get you to see that they mean well and that their intentions are pure and that they're not here to play games with you, things of that nature, because they feel like everything they have done to essentially prove all this to you is just simply not enough. So they feel like their hands are tied. They feel like, like there's nothing else that they could essentially possibly do to like prove that they love you, prove to you that they're loyal to you and that they're committed to you and that they're devoted to you and only you. What actions will Virgo take towards this person or moving forward? So we do have the Ten of Wands, we have the Knight of Cups, and then we also have the Justice card out here. The bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles to the Six of Wands, and then we also have the Three of Cups to the Devil. Interesting. And then we also have the Star. Okay. Okay. Virgo, in regards to how you plan on moving forward, with the Ten of Wands coming out here, this relationship for you hasn't necessarily been easy, primarily because you find yourself in love with someone that you think doesn't have your best interests at heart, that you think is here to just, waste your time, betray you, and deceive you, things of that nature. Hence why this relationship for you hasn't necessarily been a walk in the park, is what I'm gathering. To the point where it does cause you to want to go back to living life the way that you're essentially living it prior to essentially meeting this individual to the right of me. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Virgo. Here's the thing. I'm starting to kind of feel, just based off of the cards that I'm seeing here for you, I'm starting to kind of feel like what you thought, right? Like what you initially thought before you met this person. What you initially thought would essentially make you happy is finally here, aka this person, in your relationship with this person. But I think that this dynamic is starting to cause you to quickly realize, like, oh, like the thing that I thought was going to make me happy isn't actually making me happy. But it's interesting, Virgo, because before you met this person, you thought that just being single and focusing on you and not really, having anything serious with absolutely anyone what was gonna essentially make you happy. And I think that when you were living life that way, you quickly realized for yourself, like, oh, wait a minute, like, this is not actually making me happy like I thought it was. And this is when you more than likely started to kind of manifest this person, your relationship with this person, to fruition. And it's like the moment that you get it, it's like, oh snap, like I thought this is what was going to make me happy, but I'm starting to realize this is not what's actually going to make me happy at the end of the day. And now you're basically wanting the life that you essentially had before you essentially met this person, which is the same life that you thought was going to make you happy, but then you quickly realize isn't actually making you happy. Hence why you asked for this, man to show up or woman to show up into your life. And, like I said, now they're here. And now it's like you kind of find yourself thinking to yourself, oh man, like this is not making me happy like I thought it was. I don't know, Virgo, like as crazy as this is going to sound, because I can tell that you're very emotionally attached to this person. I mean, it's here, obviously. I don't know, like maybe, is there like a possibility, Virgo, that you just really don't want this as much as you think you do? Like, is that like a possibility? Because that's the only thing that I can really think of is maybe you don't really want this person or this relationship as bad as you think you do. You know what I mean? Or maybe it could be too, Virgo. It could be that the moment, something starts to essentially make you extremely unhappy, you're very quick to like fall into this energy of, this is not for me because look, it's making me unhappy. You know what I mean? I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I mean, it's a possibility that could very well be happening here. It's like the moment something makes you extremely unhappy, you could be the type of person that's very quick to be like, this is not for me then. This is not for me because look, it's not making me happy anymore. So this is definitely not for me. I mean, it could just be that, Or it could be what I said. Maybe you just don't want this dynamic that you share with this person as bad as you think you do. That's definitely a possibility as well. But see, that's my thing, Virgo, too. It's like, what confuses me is that you want to go back to the life that you were essentially living before you met this person because you think that that's what's going to essentially make you happy. But again, this is the same life that we're talking about that was making you extremely unhappy, hence why you manifested this person to fruition. So it's like, I guess the real question is, do you really want to go back to the very thing that proved to you already doesn't essentially make you happy, hence why you manifested this person into fruition? Because the cycle is just going to repeat itself all over again. Like, you could leave the person if you want to. I mean, it's your life, do what you want with it, but then you're going to go back to living life the way that you were essentially living it before you met them, and then you're going to hit this energy of unhappiness, and then you're going to start to find yourself feeling like, like, this is not making me happy like I thought it was. Let me manifest love into fruition again, and then love comes knocking on your door. And then you hit this point within your relationship with that person where it starts to make you unhappy, and then you start craving for that old life all over again. You see what I mean? In other words, I say all that to say this. It appears to me that it doesn't matter if you're living this life with this person or with the next one, or if you're living this life that you were essentially living prior to essentially meeting this person. You're going to eventually reach this point of not being happy at some point. And it's like the moment that happens, it's like you tend to like, switch and fall into this mindset of, I guess this is not gonna make me happy like I thought, it was. Let me leave. Let me walk away. So I don't know, like, I guess before you make any sort of decision, I guess, when it comes down to this person, your relationship, um, with them, because with the Ace of Swords, the Judgment card to the Ten of Swords, it's like you firmly believe that this person's here to waste your time. Like, you firmly believe that this person is just here to play games with you, deceive you. Like, these are things that you firmly believe. And even though these things are not true, you think that it's true, right? Therefore, you're unhappy. Therefore, you don't want to do this, right? But the thing is that I just feel like you wouldn't find yourself really feeling this way if you were to just accept the truth when it comes down to this person. Because it would have been one thing if you were actually dealing with a playboy playgirl like energy, then that's different. All right, boom, like get rid of the whole human if you want to, but that's not the case here. It's like you're falling into an energy you don't even need to fall into, but you're allowing yourself to because you refuse to accept the truth. And in doing so, it could potentially cause this person to end up getting heartbroken and just outright, devastated off of what you just think to be true about this person, which is not actually true about them, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. What actions will this person take towards Virgo or moving forward? We have the Hermit to the Seven of Pentacles. And then we also have the Seven of Wands. When it comes down to them and how they plan on moving forward, giving up on you is just simply not an option in this person's mind. Like, you might find yourself hitting this point of like, I just don't want to be here. I'm unhappy. This is too hard. This is too stressful. I just think that this person's playing me. I just think that this person's doing this. I just think that this person's doing that. Like, and yeah, you might reach this point of, I just can't do it anymore. This is just too hard / challenging. But this individual that you're dealing with, they don't know how to give up on you and what they want with you, nor do they want to like throw their hands up and call it quits either. They've invested too much time and energy towards this to just give up now, is basically what I'm getting. They just don't know how to give up on you and the things that they essentially want in this life, which is not necessarily a bad trait whatsoever. But yeah, when it comes down to you, they just don't know how to give up on you and what they share with you and what they still can see themselves having, with you. But I don't know, just think long and hard about this, because the life that you want to run back to is the same life that you didn't necessarily like, hence why you manifested this person to fruition. So you're basically going back to a life that's going to make you, happy temporarily, but that's going to fade away. You know what I mean? That's going to fade away. Like this life that you were living before you met this person, that happiness that you're going to, experience from it, it's just going to be temporary until that energy hits you all over again. You're just like, oh, I'm sad. And, I feel alone and I should be married by now and I should have a family by now. And, oh, this sucks. I don't want to, like, I want somebody I could build with, somebody I could cuddle with, somebody I can, spend the rest of my life with. And then, you manifest another person to fruition, and then that relationship starts to make you unhappy for whatever reason it might. And then you're back to like square one all over again. Yeah. I just kind of feel like, and let's just consider the fact that, you are a Virgo. I'm a Virgo too. So I can say this, right? I think when it comes down to like us Virgos, like, we just want to live like the fucking perfect life that we could possibly live. Life is fucking hard and we know it. All of us Virgos know how hard life is already. So we try to make it as perfect as we possibly freaking can. And the moment somebody tries to make that, not the case, you know what I mean? Like, we just instantly get turned off by it. But see, that's the thing, is that I can't even sit here and say that this person is trying to make, your life imperfect or unpleasant, you know what I mean, or unhappy, I just think what you think to be true about them is what's causing you to feel this way. But that's the thing, Virgo, is that you're looking at them like, no, 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 no. Like, I think they're like this, that, and the third. Therefore, they are. Therefore, I'm unhappy. Therefore, I just feel like this person's not good for me because I just think this, that, and the third about them. But it's nothing that this person's doing on their end. You know what I mean? Like, this person is not out here playing you. You just think that they're playing you. Therefore, because you think that they're playing you, you think that you're also right. And this is what's making you feel like they're not good for you. You know what I mean? But just because you think that they're a player doesn't necessarily mean that they actually are. You just think that they are. And this is why you're unhappy. Like, you know what I mean? But I feel like you're looking at them like they're the cause of your unhappiness, but they're really not the cause of your unhappiness. The cause of your unhappiness is what you believe to be true about this person, which is actually completely and utterly false. So it's not that they're making your life unpleasant or imperfect. You are. And I hate to say that, but it's like, but you are, because you think something about this person, you believe something about this person that's not true. It's all in your head. Basically, more of the story. It's all in your head. Like, it would suck for you to walk away from this relationship, of course. Because I can see how invested they are. I can see how serious they are about you. And I can see that they're definitely nothing like a King of Wands like energy. But that's the thing, is that it would suck for you to walk away from a King of Pentacles like energy, somebody who's actually serious about you, committed to you, and devoted to you, and loyal to you, because you think that they're not. Like, that would basically suck. But that's the thing, is that you think that they are this playboy playgirl like energy, when in all actuality, they're not. You know, they're just not. They're just not. You know what I mean? They're just not. All right, so that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.